Hello, everyone. Well, there you are, the hot topics. This is what it's all about. Everyone's talking about this possible, uh, the drama between Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats. And I didn't even want to talk about it. But since I have just posted 3 to 4 videos on principled relationship and the karma that comes from the lack of that, and the karma that comes from when you dishonor and disrespect your relationship, and all of the fame and the reality TV relationship drama. What perfect timing to drop this in my lap to talk about. So here I am to put my 2 cents in to just say, this is a perfect example of what I was talking about. So I don't even need to get, it's just so much drama. My energy doesn't like it. My energy doesn't embrace it, but it's perfect timing because I was just on this topic. So here we have it. So this whole, I'm not even going to get into it all. I just can't, but I'm going to highlight pieces of it that would, to me, um, solidify or at least acknowledge or at least tie itself to what seems to be the reaping of karma in this situation with Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats. Now, here's the thing. I see so many people on other channels that have discussed this and they make their comments, well, you reap what you sow and you lose them the way you got them. And what makes you think that if he cheated on you with his wife at the time, that he won't cheat on you with as his wife with someone else, and he has a history of cheating and you're just reaping what you sow, and it's poetic justice and it's karma kicking hard and all of these different things towards Alicia. I wouldn't say I would disagree, but I wouldn't say that you would come for the person when they're under this, because as I said in my prior videos, karma comes as a, it's to me, so to me, karma comes as a collection of all the deeds that brought you there to begin with. So Swiss Beats had this history. He cheated on his wife there in this picture with Alicia Keys. And when he first, so let's just do a history. Let's just do a short history so I can have my own facts in line so I could give the karma piece some sense of justice, because what I want to talk about is the karma piece. Karma does not miss when you, so here's the 3 things I'd say. So let me stay in flow, please. Let me stay in flow. Let me stay in flow. Here's the 3 things I would say about the karma. It does not miss. When it kicks, it shows you specific things by which you have done to earn its appearance. And then thirdly, it will not stop until it is complete. If it starts, it will not stop until it's complete. It will also accelerate, what I call, you can research this on your own. It will accelerate itself when energy is involved. Now, I never embraced the fact that just a few years ago, Alicia Keys started discussing these things about the energy and the flow and the meditation and all that. And I thought, how can you do that when you did such mess to get this man to begin with? It just seemed to me a conflict of chaos. Now, I'm not to judge, or we're not to judge, and I certainly am not judging her, but I couldn't understand how she would embrace energy and invite energy into it, because energy is a mastery. Energy has to be released for karma to even take place. And so when you got this man, you confronted his then wife in this photo here, and actually took him. And the wife wrote a long letter to you about how painful that was and publicized the letter. So let's just go over the history, and then I want to talk about the karma piece, using this as an example, just using this as an example. Okay, so again, no judgment, just example. My studio is hot, so can you give me the fan, get the air on? Low voltage. Okay, so here's a little brief history. Mashonda, the wife, who Swiss Beats had, he had been dating her since like 1998. They were dating before they really became public. She was also a singer. She was going to be a singer. I had my glasses on so I could read the notes. And before, when they got married around 2004, he had already impregnated another singer by the name of Nicole Levy. So now he was dating her in 1998. So how could you have a kid in 2000 with someone else? Now here is the kicker part that really, now that's earning some karma, but here is the big kicker part for the karma. Mashonda was also pregnant at the time. There is nothing to me more low class than that. For a man to have two different women pregnant, and that is some cold-blooded stuff, and the universe does not love it. I gotta say it. It doesn't. It doesn't. So Mashonda is pregnant at the same time this Nicole Levy person is pregnant. And unfortunately and sadly, Mashonda's son, or I don't know if it was a son, her child, I said son, maybe it was. Her child was stillborn. And this Nicole Levy's son was actually born. So he has this kid with her. This right there is all messy. So you're dealing with the man who is disrespectful of the virtue of a woman to begin with. You have to be, yes. You have to be. It's the ultimate disrespect. Watch my video that started this 3 weeks ago with Kevin Hart feeling some kind of way that his wife left him after the paternity piece had expired, when she found out he cheated on her when he was hey guys, you just don't get away with it. You just don't. So that was the first piece. And then thereafter, he goes and he marries Mashonda. So he hadn't married Mashonda in 2000 when they were both pregnant, but I guess 4 years later, he marries her. Now, he is married to her in 2004 until 2010, but in 2008, so isn't 2004 and 2010, isn't 2008 in that period? He has a daughter with a United Kingdom singer by the name of Jonna Sebastian. So he's cheating on her still, Mashonda, and impregnating another one. All of this is messy. So these to me are what I call kernels of karma. Sowing and dropping in kernels of karma. Now this is me talking. At the same time, or around that time of now 2008, which he had this daughter with the UK singer Jonna Sebastian, he starts diddle-daddling around with Alicia Keys. But he's still married to Mashonda. Now, see, all of this is just chaos, nonsense, insincere, cheaterhood, messy, playerism, with all these beautiful women by which you are playing the strings with these women, I would say. But nonetheless, Mashonda is staying there, and she's allowing his career to blossom while her own singing career takes a back seat. Then here comes Alicia Keys. Now, some reports say that she actually stayed in their home at one time while she was recording, or either she went to their home and she confronted Mashonda, whatever it was. That right there is wrong because you are the other woman. Hey, let me break it down to you. You are the other woman. So now she, Alicia, Alicia Keys, she is creating karma along with the existing karma that Swiss Beats has from this history. She's creating karma by confronting another woman about about the other woman's husband who she wants and actually takes him from her. That ain't never gonna turn out good. That's never gonna turn out good. Yes, that's the story. And yes, that's the confrontational piece. This was so bothersome to Mashonda that she actually publicized a 2-page letter about and to Alicia Keys, leave my man alone, let us figure out our marriage. I just had a child. Back up, back away, get back. All of that. I'll actually drop the link to that public letter she wrote years ago, pushing Alicia Keys back. But no, she didn't go away. She continued until she acquired her guy. All of this is messy. Karma doesn't like it. We as humans have not learned to understand the aspects of energy when it is presenting itself for you or I to make a better choice. And it will come back. Now, here it is 15 years later that she's been married to Swiss Beats, and right at the same time that they had their 15-year anniversary on July 31st, that she's finding out that he either impregnated someone else or he's messing around with Lala Anthony, Carmelo Anthony's ex-wife. I can't even keep it all straight, and nor do I want to. But I have painted for us in this, for me to talk about, the aspects of karma. Because when you do this kind of thing, with no regard or no respect of an existing relationship, even if you are desiring of the person in the relationship, it is not your role to infiltrate it and rip it apart and not expect karma to come back eventually. It doesn't work that way. And the reason why I could feel comfortable saying that is people always say things, well, you never know, or you don't know how it'll turn out. When they say things like that, I say to myself, they don't understand energy. They don't understand the aspects of energy. They don't understand the scientific pieces of energy. They don't understand the spirituality of energy. Now, when I have heard Alicia Keys talk about, she does some of these, she'll do a post, a public post or something showing herself sitting in calm and speaking calm and presenting a meditative state and all of that. And I say, okay, yeah, okay. But beneath that, and I hope you do have that, beneath that, you still haven't paid your karma for how you got this person to whom you're married. And that's the piece, because that piece is non-negotiable. That piece is, now I'm careful because it sounds as if it's a come get 'em, or it is a reap what you sow, because the negative aspects of the acquiring of a person by which you ruin other existing elements of their life for your own benefit is, one, extremely selfish, and then two, you knock against the covenant that they have already established. And the universe is not in line with that. I've never seen the universe or a sense of any type of flow or energy or any type of any type of righteous spirituality supports such a thing. It doesn't support it. It doesn't support it. If you're with that person, the best non-karmic way is when the person is available. And people do it all the time. And think that 5, 10, 15 years it never came back. No, it just was slow coming back. But it came back. And that's the difficult part, because if they did it with you on someone else, they will do it on you with someone else, which is what's happening now. Now I think about Mashonda, and I think about how she might be receiving all of this right now. And I'll say this: if she understands energy, she is not celebrating it. She is recognizing what it is and saying, it's that time. But if she doesn't, she's like, oh, girl, I'm having a party. Let this up. She's celebrated, because that's the natural thing to say, you did all this to me. There was even I think, an ABC interview where the three of them, Mashonda, Swiss Beats, and Alicia, sat down and said how wonderful they were commingling and parenting and working everything out together and accepting how things, fell in place for them. And I thought, she's a better woman than I would be, because you could never convince me to do such a thing. Now, I'm not a scornful person, but I am a righteous person. And a righteous person is not somebody you're going to make a fool out of that way. Okay? This is what I mean when I talked about principles last week and I talked about standards last week. When a person is what I call a righteous, because we often confuse that. We confuse righteous as being almost, uppity, or what's a good way of putting it? Almost like you a church lady, go pray on you kind of thing, because the righteous prevail and all. That's not what I'm talking about. When I talk about righteous, I'm talking about rightful intentions to begin with. I serve rightful intentions without an ill will. I naturally have a kind heart, so I'm not out to get somebody. So the righteousness in me won't allow me to do that, is what I'm saying. Especially if it hurts my personhood. I ain't gonna let you bring me down. I ain't gonna let you cheat on me. I'm not gonna let you mess around with me. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the best thing I can do that will hurt you the most. And that's just leave you. Because see, when she really is a together woman, she will not tolerate that. And if you recognize that, you wouldn't do it to begin with. These women participated in his nuances. Mashonda was being a righteous woman. She gave it a pass with the first child with Nicole Levy in 2000 when they were both pregnant. And then yet again, I couldn't even do that. I could not do that. If I found out that someone else was pregnant, you'd be divorced before I got home with the papers. I'd have a lawyer call you and tell you, this is official right now. She on her way. I don't play that. I'm not going to argue with you. I am not going to fight with you. I have reserved myself well enough to not lower myself down to that standard by which you think you just brought me. But I'm going to say goodbye. See, all of that. And I'm saying this to say this. all of these women, and just this one, to me, he ain't even that. What is it? What is it with him? He's not even that good looking as far as I'm concerned. I'm like, him? Y'all doing all that for him? I'm like, seriously? All of that, what has he got? What has he got? I can't see it. But all of that, all these different women, and now possibly one pregnant, and now possibly it could be Lala Anthony, and that Lala Anthony is, you know, pushing him to leave Alicia Keys and all that. Can't there be another better man? I'm sure there's a much better man. But the karma, I think. So now I want to talk about the karma I think that came for Alicia Keys because of what she did all those years ago. And you don't get away with it. No one gets no one gets away with that. And she also has karma on her. So again, karma comes to collect at one time. It is not going to come for this and then 5 years later for that. And then it comes to collect at one time and get it over with. So in my next video, I'm going to talk about the karma that I do believe Alicia Keys is under. I believe she's under karma. Her karma as to the issue she had in her beginning singing career in 2001 with India Ari. Now, I know you remember that too. So when you do dirty things, I don't care how you sit down on a rock and meditate and think you got flow. Karma does not give a pass to past deeds that need to be caramelized. And that's what you're getting. Now, I'm not celebrating that, but that's just the reality of it. You can study it for yourself because if anything is true on a universal law, it is karma, and karma is a form of energy. And I love you. If you've gotten this far, please click like, please click subscribe. Please study for yourself. Please check it out. I'll see you next time on my next video talking about Alicia's karma with India Ari and how India might be looking at all this part of it herself. Take care, y'all. I love you. Bye.